The weed you pulled out of your garden last Saturday is selling for up to $40 a pound at farmers markets across the country right now. Most people spend money on herbicide to kill the very plants that wellness buyers are desperately hunting for. Today, I am revealing 7 so-called worthless weeds that are quietly making small growers serious money, and number 5 is probably growing through your driveway cracks as we speak. If you had no idea the weeds in your garden had a market value, subscribe right now because I uncover overlooked plants like these every single week and show you exactly who is buying them. Taraxacum officinale, up to $40 per pound for the dried root, and every part of this plant has a separate buyer willing to pay premium prices. The root goes to liver detox supplement makers, the leaves go to specialty salad buyers and tea blenders. The flowers go to small batch wine and tincture producers. Most people spray dandelions with $12 bottles of weed killer without knowing they are destroying a 3 revenue stream crop. The global dandelion extract market is growing at over 5% per year as demand from natural detox and digestive health brands keeps climbing. You do not need to plant a single seed. If dandelions are already in your yard, you are already sitting on inventory. You just need to harvest, dry and connect with the right buyers. And the next one, people have been mowing it down for decades while European herbalists have been quietly paying for it by the pound. A homesteader in rural Tennessee walked her property last spring and identified 3 acres of broadleaf plantain growing wild in her pasture. She dried the leaves, packaged them in half-pound bags and sold out her entire harvest at a local farmer's market in one weekend. The herb is Plantago major. Dried leaves sell for up to $18 per pound, and the market for it spans wound care herbalists, gut health formulators and respiratory tincture makers. Plantain has been documented in medical literature since the ancient Greeks as a treatment for cuts, insect stings and bronchial irritation. It grows in compacted soil where almost nothing else will. Roadsides, driveways, neglected pastures, meaning your worst land is potentially your most profitable. And the next weed on this list is one that gourmet chefs are currently paying more for than spinach. Portulaca oleracea. Fresh bunches sell for up to $6 each at upscale farmers markets, and dried purslane fetches up to $30 per pound from wellness buyers. Everyone thinks purslane is a garden pest with no value. Most people believe that anything growing uninvited in their vegetable beds is automatically worthless. Here is the reality. Purslane contains more omega-3 fatty acids than any other leafy plant on earth. More than spinach, more than kale, more than anything else in the produce section. Farm-to-table restaurants in major cities are hunting for consistent local suppliers and struggling to find them. Nutritional supplement companies are processing it into powder and capsules for the omega-3 market. You have almost certainly been throwing away pounds of it every summer. And what comes next was once used as emergency field medicine by soldiers on both sides of the American Civil War. Achilles millefolium, named after Achilles, who according to ancient accounts packed it into battlefield wounds to slow bleeding. Dried aerial parts sell for up to $20 per pound, with consistent demand from herbal first aid formulators, midwives and natural medicine practitioners year-round. Most people identify it as a roadside weed with feathery leaves and clusters of small white flowers and walk straight past it. The antimicrobial and hemostatic properties that made it a battlefield staple for Greek soldiers are backed by modern phytochemical research, carvacrol, camphor and lutein working together in ways that no single synthetic compound has fully replicated. It grows on roadsides, field edges and disturbed ground with 0 inputs, can be harvested 3 times per season, and the dried herb stores well for over a year. And the next weed is the one that will genuinely make you angry about how many years you have spent trying to kill it. Stop right here, drop the number of the weed that hit you hardest in the comments below. I am making a full deep dive video with complete growing guides and buyer contact lists for whichever one gets the most votes. Your comment decides what I cover next. Stellaria media, up to $16 per pound dried, and it almost certainly grew in your garden this year, possibly right now, and you almost certainly pulled it out without a second thought. Chickweed is one of the most cold-tolerant edible weeds in existence, growing through late fall and early spring when almost nothing else is alive. Specialty salad mix buyers, microgreen market vendors and skincare formulators who use it for its documented anti-inflammatory topical properties are all actively looking for consistent supply. It grows so aggressively and so quickly that a small patch can be harvested weekly throughout the cool season. The skincare angle alone, chickweed salve and cream formulations are a growing segment of the natural cosmetics market, justifies premium pricing far beyond what any commodity crop would return per square foot. And the next weed has been used as a coffee substitute, a liver tonic and a prebiotic food source all at the same time. If you have been pulling any of these out of your garden and throwing them away, hit like. It helps me reach the people who need to see this before they destroy another season's worth of value. Ticorium intybus. Dried root sells for up to $22 per pound, and the roasted root commands premium prices as a coffee alternative from specialty food buyers who cannot source enough domestic supply. Most people see the bright blue roadside flowers of Chicory and think nothing of it. The reality is that chicory root is one of the richest natural sources of inulin, a prebiotic fibre that the gut health supplement industry is paying serious money for. Functional food companies are formulating chicory inulin into everything from protein bars to yogurt to infant formula. The market for inulin-rich ingredients is growing at double digits annually. Wild chicory is harvestable from roadsides and field margins, but cultivated chicory produces roots 3 times the size of wild plants, making it worth intentional growing on marginal land. And the final weed on today's list is one that most herbalists consider the single most overlooked plant in North America, Trifolium pratense. Dried blossoms sell for up to $28 per pound, and this is a plant that farmers have been ploughing under as a cover crop without ever stopping to harvest the flowers sitting on top. Red clover blossoms contain isoflavones, natural phytoestrogens that the women's health supplement market values enormously for menopause support, hormonal balance, and bone density applications. The supplement segment targeting women over 40 is one of the fastest growing categories in the entire natural health industry. Red clover grows freely across most of North America, fixes nitrogen into the soil while it grows, requires no fertilizer, and produces harvestable blossoms from late spring through early fall. Buyers include supplement manufacturers, herbal tea blenders, and tincture producers, and most of them are currently sourcing from overseas because domestic supply cannot meet demand. You could be growing this on the same land you are already using for something else, harvesting the blossoms between other tasks and selling into a market that is actively looking for you. The 3 weeds from today that should stop you completely are Dandelion for its 3 separate revenue streams from a single plant, Purslane for its omega-3 profile that outperforms every cultivated crop, and red clover for its direct pipeline into the booming women's health supplement market. Here is the shift worth internalising. The most profitable crops in your area right now are not the ones in seed catalogues. They are the ones already growing on your property that you have been fighting all season. The buyers exist. The demand is real. The only missing piece is a grower who recognises the value and stops treating it as a problem. Your one action step this week: walk your property or any nearby field and photograph every weed you find. Run those photos through a plant identification app, then search each one alongside the words dried herb buyers or bulk herb supplier wanted. You will find a market for at least 3 of them by the end of the week. Next week I am going into something that makes this look small, a group of plants that farmers markets will not even let you sell because buyers come directly to growers and pay more than the market charges. Stay tuned for that one. We are building a community of people who find wealth where everyone else sees weeds. Hit subscribe and be part of that.